wanted to go over the discussion for the week and basically going to talk about how to value companies or what drives valuation. This was in my advanced accounting class, actually. Um, some of the students did this sort of presentation under my guidance on a potential acquisition. This actually didn't happen at Airbnb Home Away, but it was a potential kind of fiction acquisition. And we're talking about basically if it did happen, what in a way, what would be the value of Airbnb? And then basically we did a model of Airbnb and how much it was valued. So, just kind of talking about like this is parts of why businesses combine. And I wanted you for this week basically to connect to looking up a recent acquisition. It doesn't have to be complex, but look at like what happened, what was the price, and look at the business a little bit and say, just and express an opinion, what drives the value? Is it the future earnings? Is it current earnings? Is it future market share? Just a little bit. It could be anything, just to create a discussion, just to contribute. Um, and then I think it's always exciting to see what's going on in the tech space, the app space now. There's a lot of acquisitions, a lot of value coming from a lot of times not so much current earnings, but potential earnings. So that's what I wanted to show you with Airbnb. When we were valuing basically the business, this was a couple months ago, 6 months ago. The book value is about 3 billion of Airbnb, right? And earnings per share over here is, you can see where the earnings per share is at. And we're talking about this model here using kind of like a valuation of it. And we're doing a present value and the present value of the continuing value. This is the continuing value, basically what we're looking at based on potential earnings of this continuing at the growth rate that we're talking about. And you can see here we're talking about a growth rate. I believe they used 90%. So the growth is 90% a year, and that's why the valuation is so high, even though current earnings are not that high. It's just that the valuation is coming to 20 billion because of this ridiculous growth per year that they're getting. So the idea is it's coming from the story of growth, the business model, the online platform. People are sharing, people are buying. This cost-conscious consumers, the sharing economy. People are trusting. Trust barrier is easy to leap, and that's basically the story of Airbnb. And looking a little bit at the industry as a whole, you can see here 2015 revenue 0.9 billion, and valuation 28 times revenue. So you can see the story as this company develops, and it is based on a tremendous growth number. And this is thing, keep in mind, this is growth of their revenue or earnings, and in reality, on the business side of it, it's them basically expanding their market share. One might say if your market share is all over the world, there's only small pieces of market share you need to get in order to acquire huge pieces. So this company has been able to expand its market share with the online platform, and that's why it's growing so much, as opposed to more traditional companies like Marriott growing at 8%, because of course they're not going to be able to build properties everywhere as fast as people put their place up on Airbnb. So it's a very interesting story, and I'm looking forward to seeing a few others, and seeing what are what drives some of these other valuations. So feel free to post even a little summary, a little picture of a graph, or just words and some sources that you found it from.